would say usually when people have gone through a broken home environment, doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it, because I'm sure you gave them lots of unconditional love throughout it, but it can lead to two responses. One is where they become hyper clingy to whoever they love because they've seen it break it down. So what happens is who they fall in love with, they could almost like live in that person's skin. They love them, they stick to them, and they work through even things that they shouldn't work through. They want to work through it because that fear of abandonment. Now, that fear of abandonment in another child can lead to complete independence. I think my fear of abandonment is going to be manifested by being completely autonomous, not needing a relationship, keeping relationships at arm's length. So they both might have a level of abandonment in them, not because you did anything wrong, but just watching what a divorce looks like is children learn, relationships end. So in that process, they either become hyper attached or hyper independent, and both of them are semi-trauma responses.
Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit from what you said and just give myself a little pat on the back there for a minute, because I think sarcastically I do. Yeah. I think my eldest is the one that's in the relationship. Yeah. My eldest is a lot like me. Mm-hmm. My youngest is a lot like my ex-wife. Right. And so if my eldest has found that way of, looking for the calm, that's because of my wonderful parenting skills, and that's just connected to me. And so she's,
but now you're quite calm in relationships, and you're stable. And
wow, it's a really deep question, because the answer that I would give you versus the answer everybody else would give you might not be the same. Right.
From the lens of a partner.
No.
Right. From the lens of you?
No.
So what are you talking about?
I think I want things to be calm.
Yeah, you're craving calm.
And I don't want things to be. I'm not needy. Yeah. So I'm fiercely independent, and my wife Anna is fiercely independent as well. Oh, wow. And that works for me because that neediness doesn't make me feel comfortable. But also, there isn't a romantic bone in my body.
Okay, so you have that avoidant kind of independent trauma response where you love space, you love independence, you could live separately, it wouldn't bother you. You are quite guarded emotionally, so your partner might sometimes wonder what you're thinking or feeling. And you love that person, you want to be with somebody, but you don't want to be emotionally intimate all day, every day. So you like them in the house, but you don't want to be talking all day, every day. And do your own thing. Does that sound a bit familiar?
Yeah, really familiar.
And then what will happen is sometimes your partners question if you love them or not, because you're so strong with or without them. You do love them, but your love is an avoidant style where it's like, I love you, but I'm going to do my life. And if you want to come along, you're most welcome. But I'm not going to change everything just for a relationship. It doesn't work like that for avoidance. Does that sound familiar?
It sounds spot on. And I think that a lot of that comes from going through a divorce the first time. I think that plays a part in realizing that you don't want to attach yourself to somebody forever, only to feel pain from that experience.
It's very painful.
Yeah. To me, it was like death, even though...
Worse than grief, I always say, because people kind of normalize divorce, but with grief, there's a level of acceptance that this didn't work and it's out of your hands. But with divorce, it leaves people absolutely traumatized. And I think because it's so common and people forget, and even when your friend's getting a divorce, it's just like, oh, that's a shame. But people don't realize that person's going through trauma.
Okay. Well, there's that aspect, plus the aspects of, my parents got divorced when I was 7 and my dad left.
Oh, okay. So was it just a divorce?
So my parents got divorced. My dad, as in, left the country, went to live in another country.
Right. With another family, or just...
So he started another family since, but he went to live in another country and working overseas. And so my dad was my hero. And then all of a sudden he's not there. And so I felt abandoned.
Absolutely.
And I don't think I ever got over that feeling of being abandoned. So I find it very hard to abandon.
Yeah, you find, but the thing is with people with your response, they don't let go of a relationship, but even so, because they don't want to abandon anyone, but they emotionally abandon. That's their way of protecting themselves. So they'll be there, but emotionally they won't be as intimate as a partner would like. And somehow they'll always they'll never cheat or anything, not necessarily cheat, but they'll keep their eyes open. They can be a bit critical of their partners. It's their way of creating emotional distance. So even after intimacy, even after sexual intimacy, they might go jump on their laptop and do some work, or they might go on their phone. Does that sound familiar? astaghfirullah. Yeah,
not at all. Not at all.
That's
wow. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's the avoidant methodology of maintaining relationships, but there's an emotional distance to prevent the pain of abandonment. So the partner is always left confused. Does this person even like me? But only when the partner threatens to leave, then they're like, "No, I love you." Grand gestures. But when they come back, they're like, "It's as if business as usual."
Wow.
Yeah. That's a trauma response.
Yeah, you've. That's a perfect description.
It's a very common response. A lot of men have this and don't realize it, and their partners think, "Oh, they're narcissistic." It's a trauma response because you don't not care about your partner. This is how you love from a distance because it's painful loving so intimately and then they leave. So you're operating from a place of fear, but it doesn't look like that because you look so strong and independent. But you're operating it out of a fear of abandonment. And usually you attract clingy partners because for some reason the clingy people love the avoidant people because the avoidant people reinforce their view that they're not loved correctly and nobody loves them correctly. God. Yeah, isn't it so draining? So that's why it's good that you've got a partner that's independent because you'll probably understand it and not take it personal.
Let's talk about some of the work that you do. So you work with men whose wives cheat on them.
A lot. Everybody's wife's cheating these days.
Okay.
It's so bad. Good